What's up? Turn this down a little bit. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday. Got a cup of coffee. Gonna do some modular exploration. Hope everybody's doing well out there. And yeah, thought I'd mention coming up, if you're on the East Coast in June, you may or may not be aware that at Berkeley, June 3rd through 5th, they're having a music synthesis and electronic sound design convention. Same weekend as NAMM, but if you're going to be in the Northeast on that weekend, June 3rd through 5th, they're having a big weekend-long event with concerts, with exhibitions, presentations, things like this. Mark DeClivelo is performing, Daedalus is performing, Thavius Beck, Daltrick, a lot of our old friends from Dubspot, from the old days of Dubspot, are going to be there. And so if you're in the Northeast, you might check it out. Nando, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you guys are getting sound. There's no sound in the beginning, but it should be coming through now. We're just getting like late warnings from YouTube telling us there's no sound, but I think that was from the intro. Okay. So, in more immediate news, we're going to do some recording here. We're going to make some noise using Plaits, call it what you like, from whatever side of the pond you're on. This, of course, is a miniaturized build of the Mutable Instruments module, a module that has been sort of adapted and co-opted all over the place. You can find pieces of it in the Microfreak from Arturia, in the new, I believe, seemingly very similar, anyway, new module from Behringer. And of course, it's an open source module, so you might find examples of this all over the place in all kinds of different builds. Of course, the original has the nice, sizable, mutable controls and panel for ease of use, so certainly recommend getting that if you like ease of use. Just going to start up the recording in the background right now for our audio. We're going to use this audio on Monday, as we do for our 1 hour production challenge that we do on twitch.tv/dibbledoink. You can find us over there. Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll post the audio recording cut up into a few different pieces for download in our Discord. So you can download the audio an hour before our 1 hour challenge on Monday in our Discord, and then take part in our 1 hour challenge, our beat exhibition. It's not really a competition. It's just an opportunity to make some stuff with some sounds, give you some limited material to throw at the problem, and then use that as a jumping off point for the creation of a track. Hopefully 1 minute in length or longer. And then at the end of the 1 hour, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, everybody participating uploads their track to SoundCloud, and we listen to them. So hopefully try to get some people in for that. If you want to come and participate, twitch.tv/dibbledoink, dibbledoink.com. You can find the links all in our YouTube About page. And then on Thursday, we do our sound design sound cloning, which is recreating sounds that you guys submit to us. If you guys have sounds that you want to recreate or understand how they're made, send us the links throughout the week in our Discord or on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be on Twitch remaking those sounds, understanding what it is that builds them up, what it is that makes those sounds what they are, and how can we get our head around that and recreate them ourselves. So, okay. Let's make some noise. We're recording. As we go, if you guys have questions, shout them out in the chat. Questions about plates, about modular synthesis. Strange and obscure American laws that make no sense. Reach out. Ask in the comment section. Maybe we'll answer them. Standard firmware, yes. We're using the level input to control the level using an envelope coming from maths. So the internal VCA is controlling the volume currently. You can unplug that. Currently being sequenced by Ornament and Crime, which is just doing a 4-step Turing machine pattern. Plaits also has 2 different outputs. Two different outputs down here. That was the second output. No chords right now. These are all coming straight from the voice within Plaits. We're just using that first mode in Plaits. Certain voice settings gives us, or rather certain control panel settings gives us the impression of chords. More like dyads. Yeah, we'll get to the chord page. It does sound like chords. In theory, though, this is just the the first sort of basic mode. And I think if I turn these all down to their sort of zeroed out state, we end up at this singular tone. More like harmonics than chords, I suppose. Though at certain points, it definitely sounds like additional voices are coming in. Okay, we can also maybe route a trigger or a gate into the trigger input, which will trigger the internal envelopes, which we can control using these two menus, or these two knob controls, rather. And if we hold one of the buttons, the left-hand button, and turn this knob or this knob, we'll be able to control the sort of decay length on these things. There you can hear the envelope taking effect. Internal envelope. So yeah, you hold the left-hand button and you use the timbre and morph knobs to control the decay length of each of the internal envelopes. They're triggered by the trigger input down here. And those internal envelopes only affect the morph and the timbre functions. They don't affect the harmonize function. But if we want an envelope on that, we can always patch one. It sounds like it's delaying because the envelope is in cycle mode. But cycle mode can be cool too. It's LFO modulating instead of an envelope. Especially if we speed that LFO up to audio rates. frequency modulating the harmonize parameter. Okay. I think I elongated the internal envelope well beyond what my level envelope was doing. Okay. Whoa. Okay, let's switch over to another mode. Passing it through the warps alt firmware with the delays, very short settings to get this metallic effect. the other input or output. I'm posting something on Instagram so people know we're actually doing this. One posted. to the FM page. The donk page. And there it is. You came for the donk. Lev! I did the donk for you. I did it to get you out of the forest. Get you to comment. See you, dude. Thanks for coming back. Thank you for the friendly welcome. Yeah, Ed, we're doing some recording focusing on plates right now. Plats, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to use these on Monday in our weekly 1 hour production challenge. These will become the sample sources for our weekly production challenge. It's even more tight than that. It's a 1 hour production challenge, Ed. But that's kind of the point of it, is to have failures and successes each time. You find the things that can kind of get you through the process faster. Now somehow we've found some chords. That's some dumb luck right there. That's not going to sound so good. FM on multiple tones might not sound so hot. And of course, that was coming out of the alternative output. Sound kind of cool and mixed together, though. Here come the chords. Definitely nice to have to look at. That oscilloscope. But also very useful. I mean, aside from all the other functions it does. Might not be all that useful if you are just making complicated sounds, but for learning sound design, I find it to be extremely useful. But yeah, it's not so much why it sounds that way, like you're saying. In this sense, it's just like another thing to look at. Though, you know, still useful to demonstrate that when you have sharp edge waves and you roll off those highs, you get round-edged waves. Kind of have to dial it in to really get the best use out of it, too. You know, you have to kind of find a frequency that's going to be stable in that window of time, or fine-tune it by hand. And it's more like the, you know, the Rick Wakeman style use of it at this point. Like, you know, look at that cool screen. Never forget to go to the high frequencies, or else you miss out on the mosquitoes. But isn't that the name of the game? Composition? You know? You find the right tools that both look cool and do the trick. We wouldn't even have synths if it weren't for a strong tradition of buying things that look cool and might otherwise sound terrible until we bend them to our will. We're gonna have some good ones this week. Slow it down. Getting lucky. Very lucky. One of my favorite lessons, right? Don't need a data to notice that when we slow that down, we get individual octave or perfect fifth intervals going up and down in square waves. And when we speed it up, that effect starts to sound like old school video games, right? This is kind of a lesson in how old school video game sounds are made, right? They didn't have a lot of powerful synths. All they had was square waves and MIDI notes, essentially, right? If we could even call them MIDI notes. This is essentially a wavetable synth, that's the thing. Plaits is a digital oscillator. It's essentially generating wavetables. There might be some synth engines inside of it, but they're based on digital waveforms either way. It's one of the reasons why everything sounds so stable in this oscillator. You know, FM, all these different techniques. It's all digital, which allows us to keep very tight tunings, tight values. You know, allows the coding to remain tight, and that means that one knob can give us very musical results. You know, I totally agree with you, Ed. I'm not a fan of 8-bit music per se, but I am a child of the 80s, and so it's still useful to know how to pull those types of things off. Doesn't have to be 8-bit, doesn't have to be square waves, could be any wave shape that we do that same type of musical motion. It just happens to be the way that this oscillator mode is designed, right? Still a useful lesson, though, I think, you know? Okay, now we're getting into some weird... Now we're going to get into some weird voices, I think. Maybe we'll save the second half of this module for another session, actually. Because we've only gone through half of the algorithm so far. Amen to that. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys get VCV Rack. It's got all these modules built into it. Super powerful. These are all available in VCV Rack under audible instruments. Of course, in the real world, they're mutable instruments. Yeah, it's only like 99 bucks, I think, for the plug-in. If you want to actually run VCV Rack inside of Ableton, definitely, like, super powerful. Check out Omri Cohen on YouTube. He's a VCV Rack kingpin. We're doing, like, frequency modulation, FM frequency modulation. I'm just shredding this thing to absolute bits right now. Just gonna go back to another one of our previous modes here. Yeah, absolutely worth it. Unleash this FM, filter FM here. I would imagine that there's a module for link, Ableton Link as well, inside of VCV Rack. Something to look for sure. So you could just run them side by side. You could run the VCV Rack Ableton link out to your normal modular. I mean, it's insanely powerful combination of tools. All right. Skull, what up? I think we're going to knock it off there. We'll do the second half of Plaits on another day. That was all a absolute ton of material to sample from, and I think yeah, all kinds of insanity to go with there. So we're going to take those samples on Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to load them available for download to our Discord, and you can download them right at 5 or maybe a little bit before that. We'll make them update, or rather, down. What am I talking about? Download them, and comb through them in that hour, and then in the following hour, after these fire trucks go by, at 6 p.m. we're going to do our 1 hour production challenge, where everybody involved, hopefully, you're welcome to get involved, that's the whole point, is going to make a composition over the course of an hour, 1 minute at least long composition. Then we're going to update those, upload those to SoundCloud or something like that, share the links, and listen to them together on the stream in the subsequent time. So yeah, Skull, we just finished, but you can listen back, and like I said, we're the whole point of this really is to record some crazy sound, talk about the module, take that audio, and then make it available for our beat exhibition 1 hour challenges on Mondays that we do on twitch.tv/dibbledoink. And you can find the links for the Discord, you can find the links for our Twitch stream, all in the About page, and probably all right below this video. So yeah, by all means, come join us next week, twitch.tv/dibbledoink. Monday, 6 p.m., we'll be doing the 1 hour challenge. Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be doing the sound cloning, where you can submit your sounds and we'll remake them together. And next week at noon, we'll be back here doing another module. Maybe we'll keep going longer, since it seems like everybody's starting to come in now. And but damn, great conversation today. Really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out and listening and discussing, chatting about VCV and all this stuff. And yeah, well, next week we'll keep it going, and by all means, this time is also totally open for question and answer. If you guys have topics that you want answered, we can totally do that stuff too. So all right, well, next week we'll keep going again. Monday, hope to see you guys. We'll have these things chopped up and ready to go for next week, and